So we're here.
What's happening?
First podcast of our channel. Basically going to talk bollocks about the news, things that have been going on, have a few debates. We're bringing you along for the journey.
On Pub Logic.
Pub Logic's birthday
Birthday!
is today.
Happy birthday.
So, what
First up.
story have you got for me?
We have got
Magnum and Marmite maker Unilever has reported profits soared over the first 6 months of this year based almost entirely on raising its prices.
I have a problem, right?
logic.
I have like a deep personal rooted issue with Magnum because I'm convinced and quite confident in the fact that I consistently, within a week, my average shit size is bigger than the Magnums now.
So you should be profiting off them.
Yeah, because honestly, I know that like they need profit and whatnot, but when did they become so small?
They are very tiny.
They're tiny. Like I don't feel like it's good value for money
No.
in any sense.
Especially with them raising the prices as well.
And I'm not being funny. In one session, I could sit down and scan a whole box
Yeah.
of those tiny ones, and it's getting to the point where I could go and spend half my rent on a month for 5 Magnums and eat them in one go.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with those mini ones as well, you could literally just like put it in your mouth, bite, and just pull out a straw and stick out.
Like a what are they called? Like an hors d'oeuvre.
So, the consumer goods giant,
Magnum.
Magnum and Marmite.
Two things that should actually never be said in the same sentence.
I don't think anybody has ever eaten that at the same time.
Could be.
Ooh.
Do you know what? I don't think I've ever actually tried Marmite,
I would
but I
hate it.
love Twiglets.
I love Twiglets.
I can really get behind a Twiglet, to be honest, and I'm pretty sure they're Marmite flavoured.
I've had the cheese Marmite. It's really, really, really strong cheddar.
That and your personality doesn't combine
Yeah.
in the slightest, but I'm impressed and proud that you did that.
It's just super, super strong cheese. Cheddar cheese.
This cheese is
It's gonna
gonna.
like lift me up and throw me.
To be fair,
This cheese is fucking strong, mate.
I feel like, well, to be fair, if you're going to have a strong cheddar, like, you'd want to know that in a parallel universe it could protect you in the street if you needed.
I feel like cheddar is the most protective.
Nah.
What's that one about that horse joke? Mascarpone.
Mascarpone.
But
That
like
would just be like a polite little wobbly cheese. I'm back in a blue Stilton.
Oh, that would just stink it up.
Exactly.
Its power is smell.
Giving it all the big, they lift their armpit, bang, gone.
But, right, in this parallel universe, are they humanoid-looking things, or are they just blocks of cheese with legs?
Isn't that what quantifies like a human cheese? Is it having legs and its own thoughts?
I feel like if it was a triangle block that then had legs and arms.
like a Trivial Pursuit kind
Yeah,
of
then the
piece.
eyes.
Were either side of the triangle.
Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't be able to talk. It would be all action.
Yeah.
If I saw a stinking bishop stomping towards me in the street, I'm out of there. So I want that on my side.
Do you know what I do? I just roll baby bells at them.
If you absolutely launched like pellets, like.
Yeah.
I just want that like bang, 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 bang.
But if you think in that universe, anyone who's lactose intolerant,
Dead.
so
It's over.
goodbye to
Yeah.
the podcast because you're out and I'm fine.
Shit.
Literally.
Might replace me.
You have to replace me with a strong cheddar. I feel like I would equate to a strong.
I feel like you would, yeah. I'd definitely be some sort of brie. Doesn't really do anything, it's just kind of there.
It's always a favourite though.
Yeah.
It's always a favourite on the cheese board.
Oh, I love it.
So, back to this. There's a lot of numbers here that I'm.
Ooh.
Refocus my eyes. Pre-tax profit rose 21% to 3.34 billion, but the number of goods that sold fell. So these people raised their prices and they're surprised by the fact that they got more money from it. It's basically what this article is saying.
Oh, I worked more hours, I got more money.
Oh my god!
I sat at the board table like, Greg, you fucking genius! You know, I didn't believe you, but you fucking genius! Raise the prices, we get more money! Chris like, told you, David, I told you.
The worst part, the actual worst part about it is, I'm fuming, but I will still buy them.
Mm.
They're not even that nice. Like, I would equate an Oreo sandwich a league above them.
Yeah, or a flake.
Like a 99.
No, like a flake, you know, the other ones are like the Cornettos, but they flake.
Flavoured.
A 99. They're literally called Flake 99. Look it up, because I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that they are.
I've got no Wi-Fi. We'll just have to go like in the olden days and we'll consult a book.
Basically, we'll just say that I'm right.
Okay.
And move on.
So I was basically this is saying, oh, ooh.
What? I can usually decipher the things that you say, but that was even too much for me.
I was trying to say that was basically all that this was saying, but this BBC article has just come up with a new word. Greedflation.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Exploiting high inflation to increase their profits have accused suppliers of hiking prices to do so to have some trade unions. English? Maybe? It's a strong maybe.
I love how you got the new word right, but the ones you already knew were too much. Just too much.
It's because my brain looks at it and it's like, right, you've got to fucking work now. It's like, overload! I still can't figure out how they're earning billions from Magnum and Marmite.
I don't know.
Let alone 3.
I feel like if you like Marmite, it's the kind of thing that you would buy just to make a point.
It has to be in your cupboard.
Yeah, like if I was on the side where I was like, I like Marmite,
Yeah.
for example, I like Twiglets and some people don't like them, I would buy them to prove that I do like them and that they're wrong.
So that marketing of you either love it or you hate it is just...
It's just fucking clever.
It has created 3 billion.
Brilliant. Well, I'm gonna.
Billion! Billion! Next time I eat a Magnum, I'm gonna be like, do you buy into it?
Well, you don't break it with your hands, do you?
No.
Like a coconut. You're like, I feel like you can either, like, you've got it in your hand. Where else would it be?
This is the point.
Between your toes.
Got it right between your dogs.
That's very high pitched. Very.
That was a proper little yappy dog. I can't get over the fact that I want to get a little Magnum to just put it in my mouth. See if you can.
Talk about preference.
To be fair, I feel like the chocolate would protect you.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden, you're just gonna have like floods of ice cream in your mouth.
Like open your mouth, it's just like cream.
Rabies! Rabies!
We have our next section where Stella posted on her Instagram asking for different stories to do with hospitality.
So basically, I put a question box on and I said, what's your funniest experience working in hospitality? Because, you know, anyone that's worked in hospitality, there's so much you could say. And there was one response that I got that would not fit in the question box. And I don't know what I was expecting. And I didn't read it at first because I just thought that they'd liked, you know, it doesn't always show the message. I opened it and the story just never went where I thought it was going to go. And I feel like the way you're going to have to do this justice is by like quite a dramatic reading.
Let me tell you about Old Man Albert.
Fucking hell, Albert.
Old Man Albert was a sweet old man, ancient, like mid to late 80s.
Ancient.
Ancient!
Older than Stonehenge.
He's older than the stones!
7 wonders of the world. Ooh, I didn't even mean to do.
World!
7 wonders of the world. Whoa. Mariah?
So, mid to late 80s, he started coming in for a bitter at lunchtime. He was very sweet and would bring us treats and was my favourite customer. My colleague starts chatting away to him and reveals that he was a jewellery thief that just got out of prison. Thought it was him winding us up and laughed along. Then we found his mugshot online and he was in an elaborate operation of older people who robbed jewellery from Argos for years.
Is the thing is, when I heard that story, one, I had no clue where it was going. And you know what? I could kind of like, I vibed with it. I really understood the plot until it got to Argos.
Yeah.
Because I know that sometimes they have those shelves outside, but they don't always. So is he scurrying like up the ramp?
Oh, up the slide.
Because it's not like a normal shop where you have things like on the shelves.
No.
It just comes down that chute. So is he there at the bottom like those people that eat cheese balls off treadmills? Like,
just swallowing the diamonds.
His fingers out, get their rings on. Like modern day Pac-Man.
But the thing is, when you think of jewellery thief, if we were like, right, let's steal some jewellery,
I would not think about Argos.
But that's what I mean. I feel like maybe that's a good point, because then you don't think that anyone would kind of accuse you of it.
But like,
why would you steal? Because also, I'm not being funny, but what the fuck are you going to get jewellery from Argos for?
you feel like gaslight Argos, be like, you definitely lost it.
Yeah, but you would have like a little princess like plastic tiara or some shit. I'm sorry, I'm not going to prison for that.
It kills me a little bit, the fact that it was an elaborate operation of older people.
Well, of course.
Do you reckon they're just like sat with the catalogue?
Like every great bank heist that I've ever seen, always older men.
Yeah.
I would like for it to be a woman, because kind of like Gangster Granny.
Yeah.
That's a great book. But I just think they're just, you're coming towards the end of your life. You've lived a life. Do you want to fucking do it? If you get caught, sucks to be you, but just go for it.
Well, he just got out of prison and now he's giving treats to barmaids, so...
It's full circle. Honestly.
I also really want to see his mugshot.
That would, like...
He's just got the Argos catalogue, like... He's like... He was sat around the table at breakfast, like, circling, and they're like, I want that this time! But imagine going to like an actual jewellery store, like to like a pawn shop to sell it. Pawn. like going to a pawn shop to sell it and be like, who's the maker? Argos.
Do you think he stole cock rings? Prince Albert?
Maybe.
He definitely has the piercing. He
definitely got it in prison as well.
No.
He's going around in the showers like, yeah!
That would be terrifying and completely unhygienic.
Yeah.
Not that I really know if it's hygienic anyway.
Well, they do
tattoos in prison, don't they?
Again, not the most hygienic. I wouldn't think. But yeah, like I think the fact that he's called, I reckon Albert's not his name. I reckon he got his cock pierced, was like, I'm going to steal a load of jewellery. May as well call myself Albert.
Yeah, it's like an alias.
Yeah.
Elias. Albert.
Another one that I really liked actually was someone that said that they were working and they'd done like a 14-hour shift and they could not be bothered to clean the glasses. And the pub that they worked on, well, she sent me a picture of it, has a canal at the back. So she went out with the tray of glasses and chucked glass in the canal. And if it was certain people, I wouldn't believe them, but I genuinely believe this person would have done it.
There is definitely like a crab down there that is like living in a Foster's glass. And it's like, fuck you and all of your shitty little shells. I live in a Foster's glass, so get a grip.
I would much rather it had been like cut glass whiskey tumblers as opposed to a little shitty Foster's glass.
The other one's like, I live in an interest glass, so...
That's recycled.
Why are you going back to like really bad basic
Because
brands?
I'm imagining this
tray of just like classic pub glasses.
Yeah.
And then the one's like, well, I've got a Moretti glass, so you can all get fucked.
Why have they got accents?
Because it depends on the shell. The one in the Fosters is like, yeah, get fucked everyone. And then the I was going to say Moriarty then.
No, that.
Speaking of,
that really, really winds me up. Speaking of bad hospitality, the amount of things that I've heard people say, Moretti, it is not hard. Amaretto, you give them the Serrano, they're like, that's not what I asked for. Well, it is actually. And then you get Moriarty. It's just actually very stressful. But the best thing I've ever heard is when someone asked me, they wanted nachos, and they didn't want any guacamole. And they said, no glucamole. And I tried so hard not to laugh, but I had to, because in the same sentence they then asked for a Moriarty. I was like, I understand you may be dyslexic, but I can't withstand this without laughing. Look, come on.
No, come on.
Come on. What the fuck are you talking about?
Come on, Mata.
It annoys me to an extent that actually made me feel quite happy.
I feel like that would be amusing.
Yeah, it was, but also like just learn.
Get out Google Translate and fucking try.
Go home,
Have a bit of fucking effort.
write some lines, and then come back to me and ask for your fucking guacamole to be taken off. Just for that, I'm putting it on the plate.
You get only guacamole.
Glucamole. Glucamole.
Guacamole, guacamole.
Takes all the pizzazz out of the word guacamole. Glucamole.
Glucamole.
It's like completely Britishised.
Guacamole.
Gargamel. Completely like Britishizing. I don't know if that's a word, but like, I don't know. It really winds me up. Anyone ever finds out where this is made and comes when I'm working and asks me for a Moriarty or an amaretto, I'm gonna throw it in your face.
I'm gonna make it, but it's going down your top.
And then, whoa, not that kind of place.
Who knows?
Well, to be fair, you go in pawn shops. So.
Yeah.
Selling all me wares.
What? Oh god, I can't cope.
It's like a character from Oliver Twist.
What did you say? I don't know what you said.
It's selling all my wares.
What?
Wares.
No idea what you're saying.
My wares.
I forgot the context because I don't know what you're talking about.
About going into pawn shop and selling my wares.
I think we should move on because I don't know what you think you're selling. But it's
My wares. It's a no.
Right.
Moving on from selling my wares. We are at our Pub Logic section of the podcast.
I feel like it's gonna get a bit heated.
Uh.
I don't. For context, I don't know what the topic is. Maisie does.
So I found all of these online, got them all into a list, and I'm going to choose one every week. I have the memory of a goldfish, so I am reading this basically for the first time because I forget. So this debate is, what is the largest animal that you could beat in hand-to-hand combat?
Ooh.
So this is like nowhere.
There's no training, as you are.
Where are you? Because I feel like
In like, because
It depends, because if you were in their habitat.
right. So yeah.
If you're in their space, they would have the upper hand, but if you're in your space, you would have the upper hand. So you want to make it an even fight.
I get that, but then if you've got no weapons or anything, you're just basically in a room. I don't think habitat's going to make a difference.
Well, no, because if you chose a bear, it could just climb up the tree.
I could fucking climb up a tree.
Could you?
Grow my nails out. I mean, that's another thing. Is it just you're just suddenly there and you're fighting them, or do you have a bit of preparation time? Am I going to do a little boot camp? Have time to like analyze?
You're gonna have an eye of the tiger moment.
Yeah. Like, am I going to analyze the animal, like weaknesses and shit?
I feel like my context of this is like, if I chose a bear, which I wouldn't, I could not beat a bear. If I chose a bear, I would be walking in a forest and a bear would be like, rah! And I'd be like, go!
Okay. So what would you pick then?
A badger.
That's not very ambitious, I can't lie.
because I feel like
Why?
I'm not set on it, but I don't want to go too confident and die.
Yeah, but it's a one-time thing, and if you do die, you kind of go down as a bit of a legend. Or an idiot.
What if I
If I died, if I didn't beat a badger.
What if,
if you ever...
What if I died if I didn't be a badger?
Badger? What if a badger killed me?
I understand, but I feel like if you're going to do something that monumentous, you want to pick something big. Like, I would maybe go for, like, an aardvark.
Mm.
Actually, I can't picture what that looks like. I don't think I meant aardvark.
An anteater.
No. That
I just
grab the snout.
That's what I mean. That's cruel. I couldn't... Animal that I would consider to be a nice animal.
Well, they eat ants.
Carnival.
I feel like I would want to do something that I have, like, a personal vendetta against.
Right.
So maybe, like, a stingray.
Yeah, but if you were trying to beat a stingray... If you were trying to beat a stingray in the water...
Shallow. Look what they did to Steve Irwin.
They're huge.
Revenge. I feel like, well, it's only really like the little daggers on the end. Step on it.
Trodden on.
Yeah. I don't know, actually, no. Like, it's actually quite hard.
But this
Saying what is the largest animal you could beat.
Ah.
So you've got to win in hand-to-hand combat. So, like, if I said, like...
Yours is easy, then. You should pick something more ambitious. Badgers are, like, that big.
Badger's a cow.
Realistically, what is the biggest animal? I reckon I could take down, at a push, maybe a cow.
You'd have to push it, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah. No, I feel like if you could have the leverage of surprise.
I think maybe a deer.
No, if a deer rears up on its back legs and sucker punch. Remember that deer that hit the girl at Richmond Park?
Gosh, yeah!
Yeah. At Richmond Park, and this girl was getting really close, and everyone was like, "Oh, I don't
No,
think
but
she
She
should be doing that."
she had the carrots and she kept, like, taking them away.
She was like, like edging this deer, and it's like, "Oh, carrot." And then she gets way too close. We've got a whole audience. Basically, the deer are also side by side with us watching. Rears up, bang, straight in the face. I don't think you're taking a deer.
Mm.
Cows don't really have the mobility, so I feel like I could really just,
Yeah, but, like, hand-to-hand combat with a cow.
it doesn't have hands.
Hoof to hoof.
I don't want to pick anything that's, fast or particularly strong. I think cows are strong, but I do think that you could just kind of, like, outsmart it.
Isn't, like, cow tipping a thing, though?
I don't know.
I feel like that's the thing in the rural areas.
Run to it, shove it.
I feel like they've got a really low centre of gravity, though.
Would we hand-to-hand combat, am I just surviving and running, or am I fighting to the death?
I feel like fight till they tap out. This cow was like...
Badger's like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?"
But it's like, dude, I was hibernating. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I just grab it and pull it out of its hole. The cops are like...
Just to confirm, we would never do this.
No.
But if, but I've always got my stinking bishop.
You've got a strong cheddar.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I think we need to settle, though. I think...
I'm still backing myself against a cow.
Maybe a pig. What other farmyard? A sheep.
I couldn't do it. I had 2 sheep when I was little, and they were called Chocolate and Fudge. So I couldn't do it. I feel like if it looks you in the eye...
I would tip that sheep.
The sheep looked at me like, it's me and then it's the sky.
What?
Upright. That's flipping!
Look at me again, all you're going to see is the sky.
Look at me again. Yeah. Up. You're going fucking upright, mate. Legs air.
Just stiff-armed.
Hoof air. You're getting that belly exposed.
Why do you hate sheep so much?
They've got beady eyes.
To be fair, their eyes are quite terrifying.
So we had one of my cousins over from America, and she was driving around with us. She was so sweet, and I was about 5 or 6, and we were driving through the countryside, and there were these sheep, and because it was dark and the headlights were on them, their eyes went a bit weird, and she just goes, "Are they vicious?" And my 5-year-old self was like,
I forever now will hate them.
she knows what's up.
The sheep.
No, my cousin. My cousin's never seen a sheep before. She fucking knows.
She's never seen a sheep.
No, in the US.
They don't have sheep just like wandering around.
I feel like that's probably why they're not very trustworthy.
The Americans or the sheeps? The sheep haven't conquered the new land, so they're like...
Well, I don't know. I just feel like it's like quintessentially British to drive in a car and be like, horses!
Cows!
Getting out the car. I feel bad now because I do think I'm a wimp. So if a cow ran at me, I would run away.
That happened to my dad with my sister. He was like walking through a field with our little dog called Poppy, my first dog. And he was walking through this field and this cow just like, it was a bull, just fucking like beeline straight for them. My dad, I wasn't alive, obviously. I was a sparkle in my mother's eye.
As she would like to say.
I feel really traumatized by that. I don't like that at all.
Have you never heard that phrase before?
No, I really genuinely feel uncomfortable now.
Moving on. My dad took my sister up in one arm, the dog in the other arm, and just pelted it across the field with this cow, bull, that was chasing them.
You were just there. This is you when you're a child.
A little
wizard. I'm really hung up on that. I really don't like it.
I can't believe you've never heard that before. Just a glimmer in your mother's eye. It's like fate.
I don't like it. I'm sorry.
Or maybe fate doesn't like you.
To that, I have nothing to say. Ding, 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 ding. Dum, dum.
It's like you're playing piano.
It's the piano like that.
It's like huge keys.
Dun dun do 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 do.
I don't want to stop doing it. Last one. I bought you a bar snack to try.
Oh my god.
The lady has dyspraxia. I think I already mentioned. Really not good with textures. So today she's going to try pork scratch.
Oh no.
I would say just don't smell it. Just 3, 2, 1. Get it in there. They're so good. They're so good. I'll eat one.
What do they taste like?
It depends which one you get. There are
Oh, they're
different types.
stinky.
There are different types.
What?
I'm not going to explain it because you won't like it, but you need to try
it. Oh, they're dusty.
And you've got to just shove it all in.
No, 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 no. Oh no. Mm-mm.
They're so good.
Oh, that is awful.
You didn't even put it in your mouth.
It didn't crunch right.
Did you try and bite it?
Yeah. It was like, I crunched it, but then it was like crunched half and then the other.
But that's the thing, you get different types. So like,
Oh
you get
no.
crunchy ones, or you get ones with like fatty bits.
Oh, that's foul.
Well, that's this week's treat, so God knows what you're going to get next time.
As long as it's not that.
It could get so much worse, though.
It's a bar snack.
Yeah. For sure.
I could deal with like a handful of peanuts, but you know what? The thing about peanuts and me in an ongoing relationship.
You know. Shut up.
My relationship, peanuts and me, it's like
You definitely just said penis.
peanuts. You gotta put some like fairy tale music in like a story time.
What? When you eat peanuts, you have to have fairy music on.
No.
And on that note, I hope you enjoyed our first podcast. You barely drank anything. You're gulping like a fish.
I was talking.
Chit chat away.
Fucking hell, right? Well, anyway, hope you enjoyed our first podcast.
Tune in next Tuesday.
Tuna.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.